Hello and welcome to another episode of the Farr Show where I am Damien Farr, and tonight we are talking about Top Gun. And I know what you're thinking, Damien, you're wearing aviators, you got a mustache. You must have been in Top Gun. No, I think it's a requirement when you talk about Top Gun or Top Gun Maverick at this point to wear aviators and have a mustache. So I did it just for you. So what are we talking about here? We're talking about Top Gun and Top Gun Maverick. So I've never talked about Top Gun because I didn't watch it until like a month before the new one came out. So I felt like now was the best time to talk about it, so we're doing a Top Gun double feature. And I know what you're thinking, Damien, why are you just looking at this camera and not the other one? We'll get to that. So Top Gun, let's get some basic info out of the way. It's directed by Tony Scott, written by Jim Cash and Jack Epps Jr. The cast is Tom Cruise as Lieutenant Pete Maverick Mitchell, Kelly McGinnis as Charlie Blackwood, Val Kilmer as Lieutenant Tom Iceman Kinzansky, Anthony Edwards as Lieutenant, I think it's LTJG, Nick Goose Bradshaw, and then Tom Skerritt as CDR Mike Viper Metcalf. So the cast is pretty damn good, honestly. There's no way to say it other than it's really good. And the plot is a pretty simple plot. It's just pilots training to be the best to go on a special mission. So works. It's easy. Val Kilmer starts out as the bad guy, and then both Tom Cruise and him respect each other at the end of the movie. And the reason I'm only looking at this camera is because I watched it on this phone on a plane, so I felt like it was best to just look at the one camera. Also easier to edit. So I think it was good, don't get me wrong. I think it could have been better, could have been worse. I think it could have been an FARR, but honestly I didn't grow up with it, so I think it's a little bit different. Now FAR seems a bit high too, but I'm going to give it an FAR. Good movie, definitely worth a watch. If you have not seen it, see it. Preferably prefer to see Top Gun Maverick. Now, Top Gun Maverick. This one is a damn good movie. It's directed by Joseph Kosinski, I think it's pronounced. He worked with Tom Cruise on Oblivion. He worked on a movie called Only the Brave with Miles Teller, so it makes sense that they're both in this movie. And he worked on Tron Legacy. So he has a thing with these type of movies where it's a sequel how many years later, which is fine. I love Tron Legacy. If you don't know me, I love Tron Legacy. I think it's honestly one of my favorite movies ever made. So I'm fine with him directing this. I think it can only be good. He's a good director. How can he screw it up? He didn't. This movie is probably better than the original one. It's got a lot more emotional heart. Don't get me wrong, Goose dies. We all know that. Goose dies in the movie. In the first movie. And if you don't, sorry, spoiler, it is like 37 years old. But, you know, he dies in the movie, so it sucks. But at the same time, it doesn't feel as emotionally weighted, I would say, like, as much as it could have been. The screenplay for this one is done by Ethan Kruger, Eric Warren Singer, and Christopher McQuarrie. And Peter Craig and Justin Marks made the story. Excuse me. So I've noticed that with Tom Cruise, he works with Christopher McQuarrie pretty much exclusively now, which, understandable. A lot of actors, once they find a director they like, they stick with them. Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan are a good example there. Michael B. Jordan would work with other people, though. So, cast in this one, Tom Cruise is Captain Pete Maverick Mitchell. Did not get much higher. Miles Teller is Lieutenant Bradley Rooster Bradshaw. So, he's Goose's son, obviously. Jennifer Connelly is Penelope Penny Benjamin. John Hamm as Vice Admiral Cyclone Simpson. Glenn Powell as Lieutenant Jake Hangman Searcy. Val Kilmer as 4-star Admiral Tom Iceman Kansky. Kansky? So, it's pretty much the plot is the same. They gotta do a mission. These are already people that graduated Top Gun, though. Big thing. And the big thing is, well, who are they gonna get to train us? We're the best of the best. So they get the better. Better? The best one yet. So trains from being better to the best. I mean, that's the best way to explain it. And it was good. It was cool how they did it. I love how, spoiler alert, if you have not seen the movie, I'm not going in too much of the plot because it's a summer blockbuster. The opening shot is literally the same shot from the movie, the first movie. When I say same shot, I mean they did the same music, same intro where it's like an aircraft carrier, which doesn't in the end make sense because nobody's on an aircraft for this movie until the end. Nobody like starts in it. At least the first one, Tom Cruise started on it, so it made sense. But this one, it just doesn't make sense. But that's okay. It's to bring back that nostalgia. So I thought that was kind of cool, but at the same time, could have been better there. I think the biggest point is, Tom Cruise, it's a big plot point, is he did what Bradshaw's wife wanted him to do, which was protect their son, and she didn't want him to be a pilot, so her dying wish was, hey, don't let him join. So he pushed him back 4 years, and he resents him. He does end up picking him to be his wingman and saves his life, and then almost dies, and then Bradshaw, played by Miles Teller, does save his life, and then they save each other's life. It's really weird, honestly. I think, honestly, the coolest character, don't get me wrong, I think Miles Teller is probably the best actor in this movie, and Tom Cruise is the most well-known actor, but I think the guy who played Hangman, Glenn Powell, did amazing. I really didn't like the guy, but at the end, he, became an actual character, an actual person, not just an asshole, for lack of a better term, so I thought that was kind of cool that he, matured somewhat. He did still make a dumb joke, but I kind of want the hat that says Hangman or something like that. I thought that was cool. Also, wrestling Adam Hangman Page, so I thought that was kind of cool too. So, have you seen Top Gun or Top Gun Maverick? If you've not seen Top Gun, what are you doing here? If you've seen Top Gun Maverick or Top Gun, tell me in the comments below, what do you think? I think both of them are FARs. I think Top Gun Maverick is just a hair better. The only thing I would have said it would have been better in FARR, but that opening scene was just kind of weird. It didn't make sense. I understand there was a nostalgia thing, but once again, only saw the movie a month ago on a screen this big, so it doesn't make sense to me. So, what did you think of Top Gun and Top Gun Maverick again? Tell me in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, hit that bell icon, and have a far off night.